Hi. It's been a while since I've been on here. I am a very sensitive soul. I pick up on many levels of what's happening. You can call me a gatekeeper if you choose. I tap into many different futures, which are basically nows that are not occurring in the present moment, but that are just about to. I'm here as a Re-Awakener of the conversation of the heart, which for my being, which is who I am in this moment and in every moment, because it is what I connect to within from the divinity that is me, that comes through me, the same as for you. And I'm here to reawaken the conversation of the heart, which is the conversation between the sacred mind, the sacred heart, and in the body vehicle, which are these vehicles that we travel within, but we are not these vehicles. We are an energy that resides within them. So as I am here, and as I'm here to help others connect with this internal conversation that has always been present here, and from the internal we connect with this, the within, and from connecting from the within and becoming more clarified, more honest, real, and present in this conversation, we transform the without, the external. So my job here is to share what comes through me and what I'm here for, just like any other, whether it is on this video or you go to a job 9 to 5 and you present yourself there and you share what you are there and you're fully present there. Any and every time you bring yourself fully present, out of your head, out of your monkey mind, fully present, and you give whoever is with you that full gift of you, along with you giving that full gift of you, you share what you are. You share your divinity. Because to be fully present means that you are connected to what is happening in this moment. And the only way you can connect with this moment is to be in your heart, in this connection, in your feelings. Feeling whatever you feel, whether it's this beautiful, blissful high and joy, or you're miserable and you're sad and you're hurting. All of those are part of existing in this moment, and they're a part of existing here now. We are way past the time of subduing those, of ignoring those. This is the time to address those in a healthy and safe way for you, in the place and the time that feels right for you, but for them to be addressed. Because it's been the time in the past when we did not address those, when they become disorders and they move into dis-ease. Because these are energies and these are states of mind that overtake your body and put you in a box of thinking, a box of thought, a belief system, which is just repeated negative thoughts that you connect to so much that you identify them as your truth. You can take this any direction you choose. Can you say that believing in God or trusting that there is a God as a belief system? Yeah, maybe you can. But you understand that there is some cohesiveness to what happens here. There's a unifying force. There is something beyond us that happens, however you define that. As I stand here, who I am and what I represent is complete choice, complete free will for any soul and every soul to choose what feels right for them, what feels right for them. And if this is a choice that is to harm another or to harm themselves, then this has to do with where they are. They're in a closed space. But this whole universe is about free will. So you have free will, because the other part of that free will is that you can surrender and you can allow the grace, the beauty, the holiness that's around us in every moment to come through your body and to transform you in that moment. This is you allowing the surrender of. And quite frankly, as you choose this process and you allow the divine to move through your vehicle, to move through you, to begin to allow yourself to listen to this voice and make choices and changes in your life grounded from this place, this solidity that stays the same and is unwavering no matter what is happening in your external world, though it does depend on what you choose to attach to. If you've been through a lot of trauma in your life, then you probably have trouble connecting to that voice, and you deny that voice because you have not been honest with yourself and frankly loving with yourself. But as you begin to give yourself a break and you begin to truly love yourself and show yourself what that truly means, showing up for you, being honest with you, being gentle with you, being kind with you, then it begins to transform your life, and you begin to realize and remember what that inner grounding is within self, within you. And I would tell you that all of this changes, all of these things that are happening, happen because every single soul is doing this internal work. They're choosing this internal work. And those that are not choosing that work, that are choosing to have the blinders on and closing themselves off, are basically closing off their power. And as you've heard me say in other videos, I will tell you, power, the truth of power, is love expressed. It's that energy of love expressed at its highest level. Because power at its true source is you and God merged, your will and God's will, divine will merged, married, blended, so that you are in this happy, surrendered, open, trusting, and grounded in full faith space of this energy that is power, perception of will is experience received, the divine will, your will, stepping forward into what you are to empower you, what you are, to step forward now, to dare to allow yourself to see these things. They've been revealed to you slowly over the last 6 months. You've seen them. You've seen glimpses of them in the place of lockdown. As I've said in other videos, when we were in lockdown, there is the negative of the COVID as you choose, as you allow. There is also the positive, because that is always present in every situation. There is always balance. There is always the positive and the negative. It is up to you. It is up to us on what we choose to focus and feed in our own individual realities. So the higher level of what was happening in the COVID space, many can say it's still happening, and that's your choice. But at some point, you're going to move beyond that because you're going to be tired of being forced, being still. And I know that many, and maybe most, are done with that. That beautiful space where we've been in lockdown, we've been in a place where at some point we've looked at our shit, we've looked at our stuff, and maybe we pointed outside ourselves for answers and blamed and blamed and blamed and blamed. But you find and you know and you found, even if you're drawn to this video, then you found or you're discovering that all that blame points back to you. Not to harm self, not to hate self, not to force self, and not to judge self, but to take responsibility. Responsibility for your choices. All of them. All of them. Begin to see and to trace how things happened, how things are, the choices you've made, where you were, what was your thought process when you made that choice? Is that still true? Was it ever true? Is that choice honorable to you? Because if it wasn't, then it wasn't honorable to anybody. Now is the place to begin to be conscious of these conversations within yourself. And as you become conscious of them, because these conscious conversations, if you understand and you begin to grasp the fact that all that exists is this present moment, then when you get that connection with that constant conversation with God, with divinity within you, you need to ground it. You need to write it down. You need to sing it. You can dance it. You can create it. Anything that grounds it in your body and brings it in this present moment and makes it exist beyond this moment so that you can go back to it, so that you can see your progress, so that you can see what is required still in your growth, so you have a direction. And frankly, so that your monkey mind doesn't negate these things within you. because we've lived in a world where we have believed, and this is definitely changing, but I'm bringing this present to show you this. We've lived in a world where we believed that all that existed was what? Up here. Up here. But by now, many souls have been stirred beyond up here. They're stirring in here. And this first stirring is very painful, because it's like you force self, you force self, you force self. At what point will you stop forcing self and love yourself and give yourself a break? You are love embodied. You are a child of God, an aspect of the Creator. Doesn't that qualify to be a space of loving self, of giving to self? Whether you resonate with all or only parts of what I say matters not to me. If I'm giving you any pieces, any parts within yourself that help piece together your truth, your answers, that's all that matters to me. That's all. I'm here as a Re-Awakener of the conversation of the heart. I offer private soul sessions where I connect with you in this space, whether through Skype, whether through phone. In person is what I prefer, because I'm actually a very loving person and I prefer to hug. And yes, I still hug. Even now, that's me. On Facebook and on Instagram, I am Allowing the Light. I have an Etsy store called Allowing the Light, which is where I am selling and offering my blessing pics, which are the pictures that come through me that I take, that I change, that I tweak to where my heart expands from the words that come through me as a direct channel, as a complete direct flow from Creator, from Source, that we all have. Whether it's expressed in words, whether it's expressed in what you create, whether it's expressed in what you cook. All of these are complete. Inspiration is that complete flow. I offer that for what I'm here for any and all this serves. And I'm very proud of myself for doing this, because I am very sensitive and I talk myself out of this stuff a lot. And but I feel grateful for your presence, and I feel honored to offer anything that may serve any soul for an aha, for a connection, for your divinity, for your beauty, for your truth. That's what matters to me. Thank you, and blessings. And for my being, the closing for my being is blessings and beauty. Blessings and beauty, beautiful souls. Thank you.